It's been a good week of prep. I'm excited for this team to play. I thought we cleaned up kind of our operational process from last week. Cole and Junior have progressed through the week. They were able to practice today, so they'll be listed as probable for the game. But I think today they showed they're going to be able to contribute. So I'm excited about that. Again, barring setbacks, we'll put them through some paces tomorrow too to make sure they feel comfortable and confident. But from what I saw today, I'm excited that they'll be playing. And then the only thing that came up yesterday was Gunnar Givens has got a lower body injury that we got to work through. I would say he's questionable for the game. We're going to get a little more information on it. It just kind of flared up this morning. I'm hopeful for him that he'll be with us and be able to play. He's earned snaps. Obviously, this is his former school, and so it'd be meaningful to him to be able to play. So hopefully he's fine. We held him out today just to be cautious with it and to get a little more information on it. But we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, I think we got a pretty healthy team, and we're excited for the challenge ahead.
How big is it that Junior's going to be able to go? It feels like, if he were out or really limited, there's cascading effects where maybe Martell plays more and then you don't have as much on defense or, whatever. How important is that thing to you?
Yeah, I feel probably better this year than I would have in years past. I think part of that is just you feel like you have quality depth. At corner and receiver. But Martell, we can slide him where we need him. We've anticipated him maybe doing a little more offensively because of Junior's injury. I also would be interested to see how a guy like Joe McVay can step up and some guys that maybe we didn't hear about as much in the first game that are quality players that we're excited to get on the field. And then defensively, obviously Martell's an excellent corner for us, but when you talk about the depth at that position, you feel like you're better positioned this year than we have been in years past to take on a little bit of injury, and that's going to happen through the year. That's why you need the depth, and so certainly my hope is that Junior's able to go from snap one to snap whatever, and he's able to impact the game. It has been nice to see the action plan in place where if we don't have them, we feel like we can account for it by moving some pieces around, but not compromising the mission.
Some rain in the forecast on Saturday. How does that change how you guys prepare, and how do you think that you can use it to your advantage?
We look for the uncomfortable situations. We enjoy or embrace adversity and conditions. So in some ways, I hope it rains, and this team will be excited to go play in the rain. I always said, we'll put the ball down wherever we need to put the ball down, and once we're there to play, we're going to play our game. But we'll be ready. It's I don't know that it's going to be at this point something that's going to disrupt anything of the normal flow of the football game. But again, I want this team to be ready if it does, and to feel like it's meant for them. So. We'll have that attitude towards it, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
You have a couple of players who transferred from Virginia Tech. What's it like having them go to this game after, having played against you last year?
Yeah, they have insights on that program, obviously. But really, honestly, more than any of that, I think it's emotional for them. And not even in negative ways. It's... you spend time at a place, you invest in a place, you leave a place. It's meaningful that the team they're a part of now is going back there to play. So we haven't spent a ton of time on it other than, we want to just, the team wants to represent them well in performance. But obviously, we care a lot about those guys, and we're grateful to have them a part of this as people. And I know they're also grateful for their experience at Virginia Tech too. So, those are emotional things. But once the ball's put down and we're playing football, again, it's the football that's going to be what's most important.
What does Trent Hudson need to do to get on the field more?
Well, he was, held back in training camp with a groin injury that that really I felt like kept him from reaching reaching top speeds and doing things he needed to do, opening up. I thought towards the end of training camp and into the Charleston Southern week, I did see him become comfortable. And Trent has really good ball skills, and he's as good as we have with contested catches. So there is a role for him for sure. I think it's just, again, building familiarity, building chemistry, having missed a bunch of time. And he'll get his chances on Saturday, and I think for him it's just about maximizing those opportunities when he's out there. But this is a guy that can impact winning. I mean, we've seen it on our practice field a bunch, and I'll be excited for him to get out there and show what he can do. And also we want to be patient because it's a long season, and he's just working himself back to health.
How nice has it been to get Mark Davis back on the field, and what is kind of the impact he's had on that secondary?
Yeah, so you want to talk about quality depth. I mean, I look at a guy like Mark Davis, and I got a ton of confidence in Mark. He's smart. He's played a lot of football. He cares a lot. And, this is a guy that if he ever concedes a play in practice, like he'll come up to me afterwards, after the practice, and wait on me, and then he'll apologize for it. Like super conscientious. He's a physical player too, strong. And so again, when you start talking about corner depth, I mean that is a guy that we believe can play at a really high level. That will be ready again as his snaps come, and he'll take advantage of them. And I think he can define his role however he wants to define it. I mean, he, again, the guy that's worked himself back to health now a couple times, and his story is amazing. And I'm grateful to have him. I'm excited for him to have a great year, and obviously we're going to count on him on Saturday for some important snaps.
How big of a test is this going to be for your safeties, like new starters who playing against like a downfield-ish passing game?
It's a huge test. It's a huge test. I think also that is a position where it's snap in, snap out focus and execution, and communication. All of those things can get swallowed up in an environment that's imposing too. And so, Marlon Sewell's played a bunch of football for us. I mean, he's seasoned. Obviously, CJ's played a bunch of football too in his, now into his second year. Dante's had roles, and I think in a lot of ways it was this game last year where he got, his feet wet in college football, and it didn't always go the way we wanted it to. But and then obviously Carson and Van are coming along. Ultimately the game is just your preparation put on display for everybody to see. And I want those guys to have a ton of trust in their preparation. They've shown the ability to do it and do it consistently. The biggest thing at the safety position is, we don't want to make our mistakes going forward. You want to see the play develop and give it time, because when the ball gets over your head, it's usually not a good thing for the team. So, this is a good offense. They're going to spread you out. They're going to take vertical shots. The quarterback throws the downfield ball as good as any will play. I mean, there's a lot of reasons this will be a test for them, but I'm also really excited for them because this will be the first of many tests, and I believe in those guys. I think they're going to show up and play a nice game and help us to the result we want.